Sharon, how are you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm here at Unleash with you, meeting you for the first time.
I know.
2000th podcast, and you're only getting to me now?
Oh, no, that's because you've been avoiding me.
Yeah, so I'm
think that's
feeling
really-
unloved, I have
Really?
to say, young man.
I'm going to find all the emails I sent you inviting you on.
Probably, and I said no. I'm shy.
Yeah. I know this is really random, not on our questions, but I've seen you do a lot more public-facing podcasts,
Yeah.
events. Is that intentional? Something that you and the team have said, hey, let's get out there more and...
Yeah, so look, I've worked for different companies, and I like to do something that's meaningful first. So Vodafone, Finastra, and now Lloyds. And then when you've got something to talk about, then to get out. So I sort of believe in substance rather than just form. No, if people just want to do form, I'm loving it. Yeah, but
No shade on them.
But I like to have something that we're actually doing that's making a difference, and then to think about how we share the learning.
Yeah, and you did a great session with, I had a couple of your other panelists on culture as a superpower.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yes, it was great fun. There was a robot on the side of the stage. She, I think it was a bit freaky.
Really?
And kept twitching.
Whilst you're talking?
All the way through. Yeah,
oh my God. So you're like...
yeah, so I have this sort of cool or creepy test whenever I see anything
Where am I?
about technology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think she had a name. I was backstage, so I couldn't hear it. Okay. So definitely creepy. But the panelists were amazing. George, our host, did a great job. He also loves sneakers, so as do I.
Love it.
Yeah, so I'm a sneaker girl. Yeah, so yeah, no, great, a real privilege to be here, and I think I'm getting an invite back for next year, so can't wait.
Now you're going to moan because you're going to get a million inbox.
Yeah, I get it,
emails.
and I'll say no to all that, apart from yours.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know who you are.
What was some of the takeaways from the conversation that you had that you really walked away with?
Yeah, so look, we talked about leadership, we talked about culture, we talked about AI and how all of those things are really critical to organizations, and all of them we've got to change for the future. So it's great.
Just a few things.
Yeah, a few things, just small things that are having no impact on our function.
Well, on that point then, like this is a good segue. Like, how do you ensure culture remains a strategic asset rather than just being diluted by the automation of AI? And that's been a common theme in part of my conversations for the last 2 days.
Yeah, so look, I think there are two things I'd like to say. One is senior leaders role modeling is really important. The second, actually, AI can be a friend or a teammate. So we can hold both of those things. If I talk about how important leaders are, because they set a tone in an organization. So they've got to be all in on AI so they can figure out how responsibly you utilize AI to serve your customers and to make your organization as amazing as it can be. So I'm at Lloyds Banking Group. So hopefully, I'm not going to embarrass you and say, who do you bank with? But I'll cry if it's not Lloyds.
I'm going to say I plead the fifth.
Okay, yeah, you terrible person, you. Yeah, I'm only going to come back on if you open a Lloyds account. Yeah, exactly.
No, wait. To be fair, personally, but our business account at Lloyds.
Oh, love it. High five. Yeah, we love that.
HR Leaders business account.
Yeah, okay.
So, but you said personal, so I was really like...
Okay, any account we'll have. Yeah, any account. But so about 2 years ago, we took our lead, and that had been quite early in. So we took them over to Silicon Valley and Seattle. A little bit salesy, but actually very early on in Satya blowing up Microsoft, and in 6 weeks saying, all of our engineers now are AI engineers. So we just went in right at the beginning of that. Then last year we went to Canada. Actually, that was a much better experience for our executive team. Canada, the home of AI, much less salesy, much more understanding how particularly healthcare was utilizing AI. So it was great to see a pretty advanced use case. Then we've had some folks go to over to Singapore, and we're just heading off to India. So the top of the house, very outside in. Clearly, we're talking to vendors.
What's the idea to immerse them?
Yeah, exactly. So because if you understand it, you can see the potential and the risks. Yeah. Then our top 300, we took them back to school, Cambridge, 6-month program for them. All of them have an AI ninja. So because sometimes you're a senior person, you think you know it all. And actually, we don't know it all. We need to go back to school. So having normally young people that know much more than you, and in a quiet way you can ask stupid questions. Really helpful. So
Is that what you mean by AI ninja?
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
okay.
an AI ninja.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
what's an
yeah,
AI ninja?
yeah,
But now I get
exactly.
it.
You get it. Yeah. So reverse mentoring. So top of the house need to be hands on, all in, because they've got to figure out how you navigate and grab hold of the opportunity. But what I would say, I said, AI could be a friend and teammate. Actually, I think AI can supercharge your culture. And just a few examples. Nudging in feedback. Yeah, we know our leaders aren't as good at feedback as they need to be. So nudge, nudge, nudge. The technology's there. Personalization for induction. AI, absolutely all over
Onboarding's
that.
great, yeah.
Absolutely. Data, it's scraping in all of the surveys we do. So, rather than having loads of people spending ages in a heartbeat, suddenly you've got data, even before you then put it into all the workflows for your people. So actually, it gives you loads of time, massively better insights, so that your people, your leaders, everyone in your organization can use their time to actually drive culture in a much more meaningful way.
Okay.
So actually, if used well, there's tons of upside, and if your leaders know what they're doing.
Yeah. What's been the feedback from your leaders? Is it easy to bring everyone on the journey, or you know?
So look, you're always going to have early adopters. You're probably going to have some people that are like, look, this isn't for me. And then you have most people, if you can take them on a journey, will go with you. I think they massively appreciate the investment that we're giving, because I think the worst thing you can do is say, you need to know everything, but over to you. And we haven't done that. What we've done is we've said, right, we're holding your hand, we're right by your side. But we have said by the end of 26, you really need to know this. Yeah. So
That's a clear.
yeah. So, go back to school. Here you go. Spend time with your ninja, experiment, but you've got to get hands on with it, and you've got to get your business strategy. Otherwise, you're not moving
Yeah.
forward with the future.
I love the reverse mentoring. You're the first person to bring that up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems so obvious that now you said it. Like, it's so great, but there needs to be an element of humility from your leaders.
And also a safe space for them to just say, hey, look, I don't understand. It's tough. Like
But you don't want to say that to, it's hard to say to someone else in the team, right? Hey, I don't get it. Like, whereas.
Yeah, I mean, and look, people get senior and they know a lot, but we know it's not about knowing a lot, it's about learning a lot now, isn't it?
Oh,
there we go. Right back. Right back.
What would you say then, the cultural elements that must remain sacred in such a fast-changing digital world? You can't even have a conversation here without talking about AI and transformation and skills. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, so look, I think there are three things that, there's so many things in culture, but three things that I'd pick up. So one is you got to hold on to your purpose, but it's got to be purpose and profit. Yeah, because purpose without profit doesn't last. As you know, as a businessman, so a person that's built his own business a few times now. The second is how your senior leaders show up, and we've just been talking about that. And I think the third is how your individual line manager shows up. So those three things, you've really got to hold on to them in your culture. It is a really uncertain world, whether it is politics, economics, or actually technology coming at all of us, including the people that work for us. And I think in that place, leaders need to show up in a really honest way. So I don't think we can guarantee jobs anymore. Yeah, I mean, those days have gone probably a long time ago. And what we need to say is, okay, I'm going to work so hard to make you really employable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be transparent, right?
100%.
These are the skills.
So these are the skills. And maybe you carry on working in this company, or actually maybe you don't, but actually you've got a lot to offer. And so you can gather. So those three things: purpose, senior leaders embracing technology and using it to create a different culture, and then the line manager just showing up as a real human being that's right by the side of their people, but in a really adult way. Yeah, you can't, you can't be all things to everyone. People have got to take responsibility for themselves.
Yeah, I love the fact that you brought up purpose, because a few weeks ago we did a workshop with 50 CHROs talking about leading with purpose. And how you connect the purpose back to the business, the individual, right down to the individual. And I feel like we miss it. I feel like we're eroding.
Yeah, I'm really lucky.
My
CEO, and everyone has different things they really love. We're in the UK. There are 2 million people that do not live in good homes. And
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah. So you really understand that, yeah?
Yeah.
And we know from all the research, if you don't grow up in a safe, warm home,
Yeah.
then your life chances are very, very low. Yeah, and I'm so pleased that you broke out of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to say, okay, how can we use our power to in the decade build 1 million affordable homes?
Wow. Last question. How can HR leaders protect, or let's say future-proof their culture so it continues to drive the performance that you're just describing?
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT this. I just thought, why
I
not?
love that.
Yeah, and it said you can't future-proof your culture. It would be like waterproofing fire.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, and then I thought I don't agree. Yeah.
That's a really good answer,
It's
though.
a good
No, but
answer.
I think it's a good analogy because it does need to evolve a little. Okay,
Yeah,
let me hear your perspective first.
Yeah, so for sure. So what I'm going to say is there are some
It's a bit aggressive.
It is, yeah. There are some evergreens. Yeah, and then I think there are things.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you're with me.
I'm with you.
You're
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me.
So there's things that stand the test of time.
Exactly.
No matter what technology, what transformation, they're your foundation.
Exactly.
But there will be elements that need
that you
to
change. And look, I think the three for me that stand the test of time. One is you have got to be high performing, and so you have to create a culture that delivers. Yeah, because whatever sector you're in. I think secondly, you have got to be there for your customers. You've got to solve customer problems or delight them. And I'm in a bank, so we've got to be trusted. Yeah. And then thirdly, you've got to be a good employer. Yeah, you've got to be there for your people and create an environment and a culture that helps them thrive. So I think those are your evergreens.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could debate with some other, but on stage here, I talked about old horse, new tricks. Yeah, so Lloyds, 300 years, but to still be here 300 years on, clearly we've been reinventing ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah. And I need my workforce to take that next step on running towards technology. I feel really confident that we're there. Everyone's Copilot, ServiceNow in the workflow. But that sort of, it isn't just AI. Whatever the next wave of technology is, we go grab hold of it and figure out how we can use it to serve our customers even better.
I think I agree with what you're saying, and I think the change or transformation we're going is just a way of working.
It is.
Does that make sense? Like, there's no we've got this new transformation. No, that's just work. It's always going to be, the change agility needs to be just built in to the way in which we work and the way work gets done, as opposed to it's a transformation we're going through. There's always going to be something else.
And this is why a lot of the ninjas are young people, because of course young people in their life just using whatever the latest technology.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go, I've got to switch over. I just naturally.
You're just doing it.
It's like companies there also need to allow and create an environment that creates that curiosity.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Because you can't expect that from people when they don't have psychological safety, or they're not rewarded or incentivized to even do so in many companies. Actually, sometimes they're incentivized the opposite. But you're asking them to go that way, but they're incentivized to go that way.
No. We're saying all in on running towards new technology.
Yeah, but you're also making the investment.
We are.
So that's the difference.
Copilot, etc.
There's no excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But listen, thank you so much for coming on. It was super fun. I'm glad we finally met.
I'm so proud that you've done so well. Amazing.
I appreciate it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great story.
Thanks a lot.